All right, we are live on YouTube and also simulcasting live on Facebook. Welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli. Glad you could all join me here today. It is Monday, June 7th, 2021, the day that I'm doing this live stream. If you're watching this on the replay down the road, trust me, watch it. This show is going to have tremendous value for you gentlemen out there that are struggling in your dating life, especially if you use online dating or dating apps like most of us use nowadays. It's a digital world, so this is going to have a lot of value for you now and into the future. So do not miss a single beat of the show. But before we get to all of that, let me just make sure that the notification has gone out on YouTube, and it absolutely has. And then let me go and check the back end of YouTube, make sure that things are rolling smoothly on the back end, and they are. And again, today we're simulcasting live on Facebook. So let me just ensure that Facebook is rolling smooth at the top of the news feed. Live on Facebook. So let me just ensure that Facebook is rolling smoothly. Smooth. That's right, Coach Eli on Facebook. That's right. That's right. Okay, we are looking good. And just one more thing before we get right to it, folks. This channel on the YouTube side of things and even on Facebook is sponsored by my good longtime friend, Troy Brewer. He is the CEO, founder, and owner of the Discover Community Network. Troy is a master at branding and marketing, and he has a lot of great knowledge on many various products and services that you may need. So if you are a business owner and you're looking to market and brand your business unlike anything you've seen, Troy is the guy I trust the most. Please go in the description about a third of the way down the YouTube side of things and click the first link, discovercommunitynetwork.com, to find out more information. I also share a second link to one of their many subsidiaries, the DCN Internet Radio Network, if you like listening to music throughout your days. If you're on Facebook, go to the search bar and type in discovercommunitynetwork.com, and it will take you, just type in Discover Community Network. You don't have to put in .com, and it'll take you right to their main business page, and from there, you can find out the rest. If you'd like for me to hold your hand and personally introduce you to Troy, I'd be happy to do that. You can email me at Coach Eli at coach.eliasmelas.com. That email is in the description section below on YouTube, and also in the description section on Facebook as well. Once again, thank you very much, Troy, for your continued sponsorship and patronage of this channel. Lots of love from Coach Eli and the Coach Eli clan. All right. Look who's here on YouTube. Queen Helen Casey's in the house. The Queen is here. You're good. Like a robot, Queen. Like a robot, right? You know the drill. You know how it goes, right? So I've got a lot to go over today, and I don't want this show to run longer than an hour and a half or 2 hours. So I'm going to get right to it, because today we're going to be discussing how men can win on dating apps in 2021. One more time, how men can win on dating apps in 2021. And I will tell you, folks, I've been going out to several forums out there of guys that use online dating apps or dating sites. I mean, we call them dating apps now because you can still go on your laptop or desktop to bumble.com or to match.com or plentyoffish.com or okcupid.com, but they all have apps, and we all pretty much will use the apps instead of, being on our laptops or desktops. So we're just going to call them dating apps because that's what they are nowadays. Even though they're technically dating sites, online dating sites, people use the apps more often. So we're going to refer to them as dating apps. So I went on to a bunch of forums to just look into some of the experiences other guys have been having with online dating. And I found the site. I'm sure you folks have heard of Quora. If you ever Google search any type of topic, typically Google will lead you to a Quora site. And if you haven't heard of Quora, it is basically a forum where people can, post questions, and other people will answer your questions or share their feedback or experiences, right? And it was interesting. I went to Google and found this through Quora, and the actual question that was asked is, what is your experience using Bumble for online dating? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be reading a bunch of responses today regarding, experiences that guys have had with Bumble and basically online dating in general. Then I'm going to put my own spin on it. And I'm also going to say that this opened up my eyes, and I myself am going to be changing my own strategy and helping you folks change your strategy. Because look, this online dating world in the modern world is unlike anything we've ever seen. And like I've said in the past, this is due to women being liberated, which is great. It's great that women are liberated. It's great that women now have equal rights. But what has that done for male and female relationship dynamics? Well, it has completely changed them, because women are now working jobs. And most of those jobs that they're working require them to exude more masculine energy than feminine energy. And they're already being empowered at a young age to go to college and get a degree and get settled into their career before they, get married and have kids. So basically, they're being told to be more career focused than relationship or marriage minded or family focused, right? So you've already got that against you, right? You've got that against you. You've got women that are working jobs that were once known as jobs that only men would work, because they require masculine energy. So basically, it takes a woman out of her natural essence of being feminine, and she has to exude masculine energy. And a lot of those women, after they get off of work, they're so used to being in that role that they have a hard time going back to being feminine, even when they're meeting guys or dating guys or chatting with guys on online dating sites. And because of this, because women have now been liberated and they're independent, they have their own homes, their own cars, they're buying their own thing, they don't need a man to support them in that way anymore. This gives women many more options in their dating world. And online dating gives them an abundance of options, right? So if you look back in the days of traditionalism, I can't even talk. If you look back into the days of traditionalism, Eli, slow down, you're too excited today. It used to be that women would chase men because they needed a man for survival. And so all the man had to do was focus on his purpose, his job, stay healthy, stay fit, be a strong man, be a good dude, make good money, be a good provider, right? And women would chase him, lots of them, right? Well, what's happened in the modern world with women being liberated, that's flipped. Instead of women now chasing men, men are now chasing women. And I strongly suggest, guys, you don't chase women, even though some women say they want to be chased. What women say and what they respond to are two totally different things. But there are a lot of guys out there chasing women. These are the beta males. 97% of the men in this world are beta males. And I'm going to try to help you guys here today to have a better chance of, getting what you want and how to win at online dating, or how to win on dating apps in 2021. So that's a little prelude into the show. Now, let me check out Facebook and see if anyone's there. Hey, Andy, how you doing, bro? I know we still need to connect, bro. I've been so super swamped. We need to connect at some point. We have 2 people on Facebook. Thank you for being on Facebook, Andy. I'll check in on Facebook periodically every 5 or 10 minutes or so. Let's see. Riff Muggos is in the house. How you doing, Riff? Hashtag sarcasm matters. It does, Riff. It does. I'm very sarcastic. Very witty as well. Queen says, hello, Riff. Riff says, hello, Queen. Riff says, cue Jethro Tull, Rumble in the Jungle. Okay. Riff says the best thing a man can do in this female empowerment era, invest in cat food immediately. Well, there are a bunch of guys I know out here on YouTube that are already doing that. For me, I'm not giving up, but I'm going to play my cards smarter, and I'm going to share with you folks how I'm going to start playing my cards smarter. And actually, I already started this today, and ironically, it worked. And I'll share with you more about that in a second when I get to this forum where I read a bunch of responses from different guys responding to a Quora forum, once again titled, "What is your experience using Bumble for online dating?" But this can apply to any dating site. Any dating site. Let's see. Riff Michael says, LOL, Q Dr. Evil. Sarcasm. Right. All right. So let's get right to it here. Let's switch over to the browser source. As you can see at the top there, what is your experience using Bumble for online dating? Now, I'm going to skip through the top part and get down to the main response that really, really resonated with me the most. And then after I go through this, I'll take a quick break and come back and read some more. This is going to take a while because it's pretty long. But this is going to be interesting. So let's scroll down to, was this the one? I think it is. Let's see. Give me a second here. Oh, yes, this is it. This is one of the best pieces of advice I've seen any dude write online in the forum. This was responded to by a guy named Donald Aaron, who says, "I've been on tons of online dates. So have I, bro. And most of them have been a waste of time." I mean, some of them pan out, but you got to go through a lot of fish to catch one, right? Or to catch a good one that doesn't stink, right? So let's just get right to this here. From a guy's perspective, if you're on a smartphone, you can tilt your phone sideways and you should be able to read along. I tried to blow this up as big as possible, but that's the biggest it's going to go based on the formatting of the website. Let's see. Riff says, mutters, "The blind man then cries out, I can see. Yeah. All right. So let's get right to it here. Bumble is Tinder with a makeover. Yes, it is. I actually rejoined Bumble last night. I became a Bumble premium member for 1 month because the free version of Bumble only allows you to swipe on 25 women per day. And the premium version lets you swipe an unlimited amount of times, which is key. We'll get to that here in just a little bit. I did that because I've heard some other people say they've had some good success on Bumble. And quite honestly, on Match.com, the women in my local area, I've pretty much exhausted messaging the ones in my area that I felt were a good fit on all aspects: physical attraction, mental, emotional, and spiritual, based on their profile. So I'm like, okay, there are way more women in Northern California than what I've been through on Match. I've probably been through at least 2,000-3,000 women on Match over the last year or so. And you can message like 100 women on Match per day. And so Match has just not been happening for me lately. So I'm like, where are the women? I bet they're on Bumble. And they are. And I've never been a big fan of Bumble because it's kind of like Tinder, like this guy says, with a makeover. He says the quality of woman is slightly higher, but many women have profiles on both. Sure, they love attention, right? Gives them more options, right? The key advantage for guys is the woman reaches out to you first. Right. So basically, the way Bumble works is that you swipe left for no, you swipe right for yes, right? And then if the women swipe right on you, then you match. But on Bumble, the woman has the option of messaging you or not. If the woman doesn't message you, then it will never go to an open communication. So in essence, the theory Bumble is coming up with here is saying that if a woman swipes right on you and then you match and then she sends you a message, it means that she has a high level of interest, which would be true in most cases. But also, if you pay for the premium package, you can actually see who swiped right on you already and you can instantly connect with them. That's one of the advantages of having the premium package, which is good. In my experience with women, when a woman does that, she is showing a high level of attraction for you. It is true. I had that happen to me today. I was talking with, I connected with a woman. I matched with a woman and she sent me a message. And her and I were, we were communicating back and forth. And she told me after about 20 minutes going back and forth, because, I would respond to her and she'd get back to me right away. So I responded to her a few minutes later and she'd get back to me. Hit the ball over the net, wait for her to hit it back, right? Okay. And then she ended up telling me that she goes, I don't want to take up too much of your day. We can always talk later, right? And so I was testing her. I kept messaging her and she kept messaging me back. We messaged back and forth for another hour in between doing other things and preparing for this show and all that. And then we ended up talking on the phone. And we were only going to talk for 15 minutes, but we talked for a little over an hour. You think this woman is interested? Yes. Why? On those sites, there's not, on Bumble, there's not much information you can put out there regarding yourself. You can write a little bit about what you're looking for, but it's not like Match.com where you can write a lot, right? So basically, a site like Bumble is going to primarily get women reaching out to you based on their level of physical attraction. And again, I'm going to say this, guys. You could be the nicest guy in the world, the greatest guy in the world, have a great personality, make good money, have a nice house, nice car, everything, right? And if the woman is not, if the woman does not have a high level of sexual attraction for you, it's just not going to matter, right? And I think that's why a lot of these sites are going this route, because they know the most important thing to a woman, even though they won't admit it, is sexual attraction. It's sexual attraction. Yes, a woman wants a good guy, wants a guy that's successful, independent, and all that, but he can have all that. And if he's not attractive, he's out. So the first thing that I feel women look for nowadays is physical attraction. So when a woman does that, she is showing a high level of attraction for you, which is great. Sure is, because you don't have to ask. And typically, if you have to ask that, you're showing off. Or you're showing weakness and neediness as a man. You're looking for validation, which is not masculine energy. She knows what she wants and she's being assertive. You don't have to guess. At that point, it's on you not to fuck it up. That is crucial. So on Bumble, if they reach out to you, they're interested, right? And if they reach out to you, it's up to you how you want to handle it, right? It's up to you to not mess it up and to let that attraction grow, okay? Give me a second here. Let me check out the, nothing going on Facebook. Look who's here. We have Lewis Fuller in the house. First, Riff says, online dating equals female validation. Yep, that's really empowered. Smurfs. Yeah, a lot of women do use it for validation. We're going to get to that, Riff. But there are some women that are looking for something real. You just have to filter them out. Lewis Fuller says, good evening, Eli. Good evening, Lewis Fuller. You're in the Central Time Zone. It's 5:29 over there. Only 3:29 in the afternoon here in the San Francisco Bay Area. Welcome to the stream, Lewis. Queen Helen Casey says, hello, Lewis. Lewis says, I have had a good, peaceful day. Okay, cool, Lewis. Lewis says, hi, Queen. Rich says, don't you know by now the nice guy instantly becomes the writes on a blackboard, the designated, yes, yeah, a friend zone. Let's put it that way so we don't get demonetized. You're right. I'm a good guy. I am a nice guy, but I'm not a sissy. And when I talk with these women, I'm direct, I'm upfront, I'm assertive, I'm a cool, laid-back dude. I don't suck up to them. Specialized Cycling Club, a.k.a. Sicily A10's in the house. Hey, Coach, I'm killing it on Bumble. It works really well for me. So well that now if the woman only posts hey or hi as the first message, I usually just unmatch. Low efforts get unmatched. Well, yes, I've seen a lot of that happen on Match.com as well. And you know what that is? They're spam. If women just say hi or hey, it's typically a cloned spam account. A woman that's interested in you, even if it's just physical attraction, is going to say more than just hi or hey. But that's a good point. It's typically spam, and I report those accounts too. Queen says, hello, cycling. All right. Keep in mind, though, this woman is probably chatting with God knows how many guys. That's true. But how many women are the guys chatting with, right? It works both ways, but yes, women are talking with a lot more men. Absolutely. They have a lot more options on online dating. But don't let that get to you. But he's right. Assuming. You have to be patient with her and not act like a psycho. That's true. You got to be patient with this woman I was talking with earlier. I didn't ask her for her number right away. I was just communicating with her through the application, right? Or you can also go on your laptop or desktop to bumble.com because I was multitasking doing other things. Plus, it's easier to type on your laptop or desktop. But yeah, I decided I'm not going to ask for their numbers right away. I'm going to just try to swipe right on as many attractive women that I see, and then let them connect with me if they feel their type physically, and then we're just going to chat back and forth and see where it goes. And if they take a while to respond, so be it. If they respond right away, so be it. If they don't respond, then that's fine too. But the key here is to get matched up with as many women as possible. That way you have an abundance of women you're chatting with. So when one or two don't work out, you still have 8 or 9 or 10 or more that are open in the queue. You're looking to find one, but nowadays with women, they're so damn picky, right? They can fall off like that. And in order for you to be cool, calm, and collective, you have to be in a state of abundance. When you're in a state of abundance, okay, then you're able to, not rush things. You're not going to rush them for their phone number, right? So with this woman I was talking with earlier, after about an hour or so, or maybe hour and a half of messaging back and forth, in between, working on other things, and she's self-employed too. She was working from home. I asked her for her number, and I said, yeah, we should talk because you seem pretty cool. I'm enjoying getting to know you, right? And she gave me her number just like that. And she goes, yeah, you can call me for a few. Yeah. And I could tell she had a high level of attraction. Plus, she matched with me. It was up to her to send the first message, right? That's how Bumble works, right? So I already knew she had a high level of attraction for me when we got to the phone, or before we got to the phone. And when we got to the phone, like that conversation, I probably could have kept her on there for another hour, even though she had things to do. Like she was a nice woman. This woman is an attorney. She runs her own law firm. It's a small firm, but she runs her own law firm. She's a businesswoman. She's pretty cute. She sounds very feminine. A lot of female attorneys are very masculine sounding. This one is not. She's very feminine, but she's also good at what she does. She can carry a great conversation. So I'm like, All right. And we're supposed to talk a little bit more later tonight. I basically, told her, you can call me as late as you want. You can text me as late as you want. She goes, she's typically up late working on things for her business. I said, so am I. I'm self-employed. Yeah, if you want to chat later on tonight, text me and we'll talk. And we'll see what happens, right? We'll see what happens. Speaking of Bumble, you have one new match. Hey, they keep coming in. That's why you got to get the premium plan and you got to swipe on like 1,000 women that you're attracted to, because you're not going to match with all of them. You may match with 50 or 100 of those. And out of those 50 or 100, you may get 4 or 5 that are interested in meeting you, and one might pan out to be dateable, right? So you got to play the law of large numbers, okay? The key to landing a date on Bumble is to keep the conversation light, humorous, and vary your response time. And what I like to say is this, okay? You never respond twice before the woman responds once, okay? Like Coach Corey Wayne says, and I agree, you hit the ball over the net and you wait for her to hit it back, right? Now with this woman, I knew she had a very, very high level of attraction for me, because she even told me, she goes, am I distracting you? We can always talk later, right? Like, she was assertive, but in a feminine way. And she was basically seeking my validation, saying, am I bothering you, or can you keep talking? In other words, that's what she was saying, right? So with a woman like that, you can go back and forth and not have to wait a couple of hours to respond, right? But what this guy is saying, with most women, they're talking to a lot of people. So don't feel the need to respond to a match right away. Wait a couple of hours or until later in the afternoon or evening, right? And if you get back to her and then she gets back to you right away, maybe you can have a little quick conversation, and then maybe say, hey, okay, I'm enjoying talking with you, but I got to run. I'll catch up with you tomorrow, right? You want to be lighthearted, playful, and fun. And vary your response time. That way these women don't think like you're a thirsty beta male. And wait till you see what this guy wrote here, okay? The second you come off thirsty or ask why she didn't reply in the time frame you expected her to, she's gone. Poof, because they have many options, right? Guys, let me say this one more time. The second you come off thirsty, like a beta male, like a beta beep, or ask why she didn't reply in the time frame you expected her to, she's gone. Poof. Don't do that. Stand out from the thirsty beta males. I was talking with this woman earlier, right? I was even sharing with her, I asked her what she's looking for on Bumble before we talked on the phone. And she goes, I'm looking for a real relationship, a genuine relationship. And it's hard to find out here. And I said, let me guess, you've been dealing with a lot of thirsty beta males that have a one-track mind. I go, I'm not like that. I want to really get to know someone and take my time to get to know them. And this was like an hour into going back and forth before I even asked for her number. And she gets back and goes, LOL, I really like how you think, right? But yeah, don't come off thirsty. Don't send them a second message saying, did you get my first message? They got your message. They've got 100 others to go through. So be patient, because it was meant to be. She'll come back to you after eliminating all the other thirsty guys. Be the one different guy that's not thirsty, okay? The convo may have been going great, and then she doesn't respond. Then an hour goes by and no response. We've all been a part of that. Maybe half the day or even into the following day. Don't say a word. Wait. She's either busy talking to 5 other guys, maybe 10 other guys, or 20, all at once or more, or she's shit testing you. And the latter is true. She is shit testing you. But she's talking to other guys too, right? Let those other guys bury themselves. Let those other guys come off thirsty, because once she eliminates all of them and you're the only one left, guess who gets all her attention? You do. You do, right? You gotta wait it out. You gotta be patient. then poof, she's back and responding immediately. That's right. Because you allow her the freedom to choose. You're a cool dude. You're good with or without her, right? And you're leaving some mystery. And like another thing that Coach Corey Wayne says, women are attracted to a man whose feelings are unclear. Once you validate her, especially early on, boom, it's over. Over. Nothing happening on Facebook. Let's see. Specialized Cycling Club says, hi, Queen. Mike S. Great advice. Thank you, Mike S. Welcome to the show. Queen says, yeah, the B word. Right. I mean, I could probably say it and not get demonetized, but I just don't want to risk it. But that's okay. Let's continue here. This is very lengthy, but it's good. Right? Don't ask her where she went or what she was doing. That's showing weak, needy, desperate, and insecure behavior. All aspects that immediately repel a woman and will get you eliminated, especially when there are 10 or 20 or more guys in the queue. Right? Don't do dumb shit like that. That's true, bro. I love how you wrote this. It never happened. You also should be varying your responses as well. Let me scroll up here. After all, you are busy too and not waiting by the phone for her to respond. Guys, don't sit there by your phone like this. Oh my gosh, she's so cute. I can't wait for her to get back to me. I sent her a message. Where is she at? Where is she? Don't do that. Go on with your day. Do your thing. Talk to multiple women. Load up your queue. And that's going to put you in a state of abundance to the point of where it's not going to matter how long any one of these women you connect with responds to you. If you have a lot of women you're connected with, someone's going to be responding to you at any given point throughout the day. So if you load up your queue and you have an abundance of women you're talking with, you're not going to feel the need to come off thirsty and chase the only one that you're connected with, right? Don't do that. This guy is spot on. This is one of the best responses I've ever seen on a dating forum for online dating or dating apps. And you shouldn't be. It is a game, though. It is a game. It's a game because women are emotional beings and they're trying to eliminate all but one. Right? So you gotta have a lot in the queue yourself. You gotta play the game the same way. That's because women are playing the game that way. If women have a lot of options, you have to have a lot of options too. Or you're going to come up thirsty and you're going to lose every time, right? Remaining calm and patient, not responding immediately to messages and keeping things light enabled me to land a date with 80% of the matches. Wow. Did you bang them all too, bro? You probably did. Or most of them, right? Wow. 810, Specialized Cycling Club. If you're still around, what percentage of matches have you at least met? And how many of those have turned into some, at least making out, maybe intimacy or whatever? I'm curious to hear your numbers. It is extremely easy to get dates off of your matches if you know what you're doing. Right. If you're patient, you sit back and you don't do the dumb things that most of the other men are doing because they're beta males, right? Because they're beta mons. Right. If you know what you're doing. And I do, and I want to help you learn as well. Again, the key is patience. In the beginning, I fucked this all up. Trial and error. Dude, we all screw it up, man. We all screw it up. Always. in the beginning, guys screw it up before we figure it out. And the thing is, this dating world is constantly changing. So, because women are changing, right? So us men have to approach it, in a way that's going to work with what women are currently looking for, right? So I totally get it. Trial and error. Yeah, I'm changing my outlook on this starting yesterday. Actually, when I first read this, I was like, okay, yeah. I've been going for the number right away because I've been trying to remove these women away from their queue. But it doesn't matter. They pick up on that, right? They pick up on that when you ask for the number right away. You're not giving them the time and space to, feel comfortable or work through the rest of their queue and then come back to you, right? It makes sense. It makes perfect sense. Let's see. I'm going to go through this next paragraph, then I'm going to take a break and come back. One thing I noticed is that the longer you converse on these apps, the less chance you have of landing a date, which is why after I was chatting with her back and forth for an hour and a half or 2 hours throughout the morning, I asked her for my number. If a woman's going to chat back and forth with you for a couple hours throughout her workday and your workday, and she's very responsive like this one, she's showing a high level of interest. On top of the high level of interest, she's already showing by messaging you on Bumble, which requires women to message you first, right? This does not mean you try and land a date in 5 minutes or even 24 hours. You just need to get her feeling comfortable in the conversation. This is what Coach Corey Wayne says, and I agree with this as well. What you want to do is you want to go at a pace that the woman is at, but be slightly behind her level of interest. So if a woman is here with her interest level, you want to be here, just slightly below her, because you want her to know you're interested, but you also don't want her to think that you're interested more than her, right? And that way you're not putting any pressure on her. You're letting her figure it out. And when she figures it out, she'll let you know, hey, do you want to meet sometime? Well, yeah, but I would like to talk with you on the phone so so we get a good feeling of who we are, right? Would you like to exchange numbers? And that's it. That's when you go for that, right? So you have to kind of figure it out. With some women, it may happen within a few hours or the same day. With others, it may take a couple, 2-3 days. But I will agree with this guy. If it takes too long, like if you're messaging back and forth with a woman more than 2 or 3 days, it means that she doesn't really have that super high level of interest for you that maybe she initially felt she had. Give me a second here. All right, Lewis Fuller, I got your private message behind the scenes. We will definitely connect tomorrow. You can let your sister know that we'll talk. I look forward to it, bro. Hope you're doing well. Okay, so let's see here. Let me get to the chat here real quick. Nothing happening on Facebook. Hey, Eli, it's me, Seth. I had to change my email again. So when I email you, it will be under a new email. Sounds good, bro. Nice to see you here, bro. Specialized Cycling Club, 810 says, Coach, I always get the number because chatting on the app sucks, in my honest opinion. 70% matches are meetups depending on what the woman is looking for. I was surprised how many women just want hookups. Really? Like hookups? Like what? Do you like go to their, you don't bring them to your place, right? Do you go to their place or do you get a room? I'm curious to know how do you do it, bro? Like when you first meet a woman like that. I'm sure you don't bring them over to your place. That wouldn't be a wise thing to do. Anyway. This is a pretty good topic, folks. I've been looking forward to doing a topic like this. But the convo itself doesn't need to be too long. Reason being is because we just end up eventually talking too much and revealing too much info about ourselves to the woman interested in us. Right. If you allow a woman to figure you out completely, okay, and there's no mystery left at all, and she's not wondering about you, wondering what you're doing, or wondering, who you really are beyond what you already told her. If you tell her everything, your life story, there's nothing left. So that is true. If you take too long and you keep talking like a pen pal, at some point you're going to get friend zoned, or they're just going to unmatch you. They're going to be gone. You're going to basically talk her out of liking you, right? And that does happen. It's happened to me in the past. It's happened to all of us. That's how you learn. You got to learn how these modern women work nowadays. They can eliminate you just like that. They're still emotional beings. Their emotions rise and fall like the sea. So you gotta, you gotta be cool. You gotta time it right. Can't do it too fast, but can't do it too slow either. Okay. You started out sexy and mysterious, and then you told her everything about you and just became her friend. I just said that. Yep, I already knew that was coming. You friend zoned yourself. Don't do that. Do not friend zone yourself. Women don't want to be romantic with their friend. Right. You'd be lucky to get a handshake if you're friends with her. You know, this woman was telling me, that I was talking about earlier, she goes, a lot of these guys, I end up, just wanting to be friends with them. And it's like, like they don't want to be friends. And I said, LOL, right? That's how I responded to her. And then when I called her, I got her number, I called her. I said, hello. And I mentioned her name. I'm not going to mention her name. I said, hello, I'm going to do everything possible to prevent being friend zoned. And then I paused. And then 2 seconds later, she was laughing. You gotta laugh at this stuff, right? Because you're making a funny out of it. You're being playful, charming, and funny, but you're also letting her know that you're not like 97% of most other men that are beta males that have no clue how to attract and turn on a woman and keep her attracted to you and turned on, right? It was a great way to start the phone conversation. It was lighthearted, playful, and fun, and she knew I knew what I was doing. Women want to be with a guy that knows what he's doing. They're just not going to tell you that. Okay? So don't tell your life story and ruin the mystery and the connection, right? Slowly over time, when you hang out with her, that's all good. By that point, you're going to have her emotionally invested. You probably will have slept with her. And at that point, you're going to share a lot of stuff. But at this point right now, leave some mystery. Good point. They want to talk about the asshole they are with to their friend. Don't be the friend. I don't have a problem with talking about past experiences with a woman that I know is interested in me, but there's a point in time where if I feel they're making me their therapist, I'm out. And that's happened a few times, and I've ended the conversations in the past like that. With that said, there will be times when the conversation will flow and you might talk longer than usual. That happens and that's okay. Right, like with this woman earlier today. I was just matching and mirroring her behavior, but I was giving her just a little bit less than she was giving me. I was showing interest, but not more than her. But almost at the same level as her, just slightly below her. If I start showing more interest in her than she's showing in me, that's it. Poof. Next. Right? That's just the way it is, guys. You got to learn this stuff. You got to learn the principles. You got to learn the principles. Okay? So, again, with that said, there will be times when the conversation will flow and you might talk longer than usual. That happens and that's okay. Go with it. But don't overdo it either, okay? And you also want to be the one that ends the conversation before you get off the phone. As a guy, you want to try to end the conversation before the woman says, okay, I got to get going, right? Because anytime the woman says that, typically it means she's bored. Women that are really into you, will talk your ear off for like 12 hours straight if they have the time, right? Of the chemistry is really good, awesome. I don't know what he meant when he said that. Did he say, or the chemistry is really good, awesome? Not sure what he meant there. No matter how good it is, though, you want to steer the convo. You want to steer the convo to scheduling a date, right? You want to schedule a date. The next time I talk with this woman, whether it's tonight or tomorrow or whenever, I'm going to schedule a date with her. I'm going to charm her a little bit more through the phone because I know how to do that. And I think she's cool. I like her. We'll see what happens. But yeah, you gotta set up the date as soon as possible. Let's see. So scheduling the date, that's the goal. As soon as you establish a connection and sense that she likes you or is attracted to you, move the convo to a date. Remember, texting and phone calls are for scheduling dates. This guy must watch Coach Corey Wayne. That's textbook Coach Corey Wayne there. Remember, texting and phone calls are for scheduling dates. That is their purpose. When the convo's at a high point and there's an opening, ask her what her schedule is like or when she's free. I asked her that at the end of our last conversation. And she's a busy person, but she goes, for the right person, I'm willing to fit him in. I totally get what you're saying, Eli. You know, and she was really, really nice. She was really nice about it. And that's what you want to do. You want to find out on a first phone call, what is her availability? Okay? You got to find that out. Something along those lines. Right. Getting a date is about momentum. I swear to God, it is that easy. Men talk themselves out of dates 9 times out of 10. Well, yeah, because here's the thing. Like, I could have probably had a ton of dates over the last few months with women that may have worked out or may not have worked out. But these were not women that, I felt like going way out of my way for. These were average, acceptable women that might have turned into something good, right? So for me, I'm more about going on less dates with quality women. So when I was sharing all my stories of Match.com over the past month or two, right, and even recently, I could have gone on many dates. I just didn't want to make the effort for those dates because, I wasn't quite sure how it was going to go. And I just didn't get a feeling like there was going to be a potential second date. Not because I didn't want it to be there, but because the women I was talking with seemed a little bit off. They seemed a little bit scared. They seemed a little bit uncomfortable about certain things. So, but this woman seems excited. And when you have an excited woman that's responding to you every time you message her, like let her message you first, but then when you respond to her, she gets back to you right away and she keeps it going. That's a woman that really wants you. So you want to look for those. And I guess on Bumble, because of the way it's made, where guys can only chat with women that make the first move, you're getting a lot of messages from women that at least have a decent level of attraction for you, if not a very high level of attraction, which is great. So I'm going to check out the chat, and then I'm going to come back and read a conversation that this guy had with a woman. Let me move back over to full screen here and check out the chat real quick. Nothing happening on Facebook. One person viewing there. Feel free to chat. I'll acknowledge you when I get back from break. And let's check out the YouTube chat here. Arnie's in the house. Hey, Arnie, I think you have to be a little mysterious. That's true. Arnie furthermore says, most guys think they're earning points by being a greenick. Well, what you're saying is most guys that are just agreeing with the woman or being compliant, you're saying it's another way that us dating coaches or relationship coaches, life coaches like to call it, is you're being compliant. You're being too compliant with the woman. And if you're just agreeing with her, thinking that that's going to give you your best shot, she's going to pick up on that. She's going to pick up on that, and then she's going to sense that you're weak, needy, desperate, insecure, and that's it. It's over. You got to be yourself. You just got to be yourself. All right, we've been on for 50 minutes, folks. I'm going to step away and take a quick break. Let me cue up some royalty-free YouTube music, and I'm going to come back and read the final part of this guy's posting, and then I'm going to read a few more postings because these are very interesting. I think I'm going to start to focus a little bit more on what other guys are saying regarding their online dating experiences. I'm not going to do it all the time, but maybe once per week I'll do a show like this because we can all learn from each other's experiences, and even women can learn from hearing these experiences as well. So that's that. All right, so let me cue up some music here. Do 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 do. Let me see here. Boop 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 boop. All right, folks, music is all queued up. I'm going to step away and take a short break. And when we return, we're going to continue discussing this very interesting topic, how men can win on dating apps in 2021. So stick around. We'll be right back.
walk like two out the door, then you have magic.
We're back. Let's scratch it, Coach Eli, and get back down to business. Scratch it. Yeah. All right. Welcome back to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, live here on YouTube and also simulcasting live on Facebook. Glad you could all join me here today for this very important, interesting topic here, especially for you guys and gals. You can learn a thing or two from this as well. Now, I know when I talk about, dating topics, modern day dating topics, I typically more so cater my content towards men, but I do help women as well. And I personally feel that if women can understand what men are going through nowadays and men can understand what women are going through, I think we can find a better happy medium and start creating some better relationships. And here's the biggest takeaway here, guys. If you can just learn this one thing, it's going to make a tremendous difference in your dating life, okay? You cannot come off as thirsty. You cannot be thirsty, okay? You cannot push things. You cannot rush things because that shows weakness. It shows desperation. It shows that you don't have many options. And that's the reason why you would be behaving that way. If you had a lot of options like women do, okay, you wouldn't be as thirsty because you'd be so occupied with so many women messaging you that you wouldn't focus on one and come off thirsty. So that is the solution to the problem there. Okay. Now, if women had less options, they would be more thirsty like they used to be back in the days of traditionalism. But at the same time, they were also dependent on men for survival back then. Now they're independent. So you guys have all of that going against you. The only card you have is to just be cool, be yourself, don't be thirsty, be patient, right? And don't show more interest than her. You never, ever want to show a woman more interest than her, at least in the beginning. And once you start to date her and you've been together for a while, you can show same level interest, but never, ever, ever at any point show more interest than her. Because at that point, it's going to dissipate. It's only a matter of time before she's gone and she's off with somebody else. And she'll probably find somebody else before she replaces you. She'll probably cheat on you. And when that starts to pan out, she'll just say, you know what, babe, I don't know what's going on, but, I'm just feeling something is off in our relationship. Well, the truth of the matter is you started behaving like a big sissy, a BFP. We'll just call it that. A big effing, cat. Let's just call it that. Pussycat, right? You don't want to come off that way, guys. That's gonna ruin the sexual attraction and the chemistry and the sexual polarity. It's gonna dissipate just like that. All right. So, yeah, today we're talking about how men can win on dating apps in 2021. I'm using Bumble as an example. This works on any dating site because even Match.com and the rest of them all now have the swipe left and the swipe right. Now on Match.com and OkCupid and Plenty of Fish, you still have the traditional way of looking at profiles and sending messages. But they all have their swiping features. And why are they all doing that? This is what I've come up with. Like I said earlier, if there's no sexual attraction, if there isn't a large spark of sexual attraction when you first look at a woman and when she first looks at you, it doesn't matter how good everything else is. I'm not saying it's just about the sexual attraction, the sex. But if that's not there, even if everything else is there, it doesn't matter. So that's where these apps are focusing on. They're focusing on sexual attraction. Okay, let's see if we're sexually attracted to each other, and then we can connect, and then we can start talking and getting to know each other, right? Because how have things always been in the real world, right? Do you approach a woman knowing that she's going to be a good woman, or do you approach her because she's hot, right? Or if women even approach you, right? Why do they approach you? Because you're hot, right? So this is only mimicking the way things have always typically been. And quite frankly, even though I really haven't liked this method in the past, I'm beginning to understand it more. And that's the way I'm going to be, preaching my dating style from here on out and how to help you guys. Things are changing. Things are evolving. And we have to evolve and change with the times, right? All right. So before we get back to reading some more of this Quora forum, let's see. Lewis Fuller says, acting like a big pussycat, if that's what you mean. That's right, Lewis Fuller. And Lewis Fuller furthermore says, you take the cat off the end of and you get, the P word. That's right. That's right. Pussycat. Yeah, I get it. All right. Let's go back and continue reading what this guy wrote. This guy is a good dude. I like this guy. I may try to reach out to him. So this is some of his conversation he's had with a woman in the past. He shared an example here. He goes, the woman says, LOL, you're funny. Man, he says, I tried. Woman, so what are your hobbies? Man says, I'll tell you about them on our date. You see, he's leaving some mystery. He's like, okay, if you want to get to know me at a deeper level, you're going to have to meet with me, right? But he's saying it in a very laid back and non-threatening way. I'll tell you all about them on our date. In parentheses, he goes, she might take some time here before she responds. Don't say a word. Wait, right? Because when you ask for the date, it's like going for the kill. So you have to do it at the right time. But again, you haven't even asked her for a date. You're just saying, I'll tell you about them on our date. You want to make her, you want to make it seem like, okay, yeah, I'll take you on a date without saying it, right? But look what she says next. Oh, you think we're going on a date, are we? Man says yes. Woman says LOL. That's confidence. Well, why the hell are you talking with me if we're not going to go on a date, right? Man says, what's your schedule look like? Okay. So furthermore, he says, look, the sequence and the time frame I put here are not a cheat sheet to get a date. The point is to keep it light and fun, to keep her guessing. Once you've established that and she feels comfortable with you, ask her out. She set up the account to go on dates. It works. Right. These women want to go on dates. Now, some of them are doing it for validation, but the ones that are doing it for validation are not going to be chatting with you that long. The ones that are into you will chat up a storm with you without you even trying, right? So Bumble was extremely easy to land dates for me because the woman already initiated the convo, reveals to me a high level of attraction. That is true. Now, in some cases, what I've seen on Bumble in the past is that they may have a mediocre level of attraction for you. So you've got to gauge the level of attraction based on how quickly they respond to you. A woman that has a 9 or a 10 level of attraction for you, which 10 is the highest, is going to get back to you almost right away, or at least try to, right? A woman with a 5, 6, or 7, or maybe 8, 8's still pretty good, but let's just say 5, 6, or 7 level of attraction is going to, he's kind of cute. I'll message him and I'll talk to these other guys and see how it goes. And I may or may not respond to them, right? So you have to look at the level of engagement to gauge how high her level of attraction is. Now, if she has 0 attraction, she won't get back to you. But just because she gets back to you doesn't mean, or just because she messages you initially doesn't mean she has a super high level of attraction. She has some attraction for you, okay? Now, if a woman has less than a 5 level of attraction for you, she's not attracted for you, or to you, and she just will not connect with you. That's just the way it goes. Look, she set up the account because she really wants to go on a date with someone assuming. So did you. That's momentum right there. Then she contacted you. You used that momentum to land the date, right? After you land the date, the rest is up to you, right? As a guy, you more or less dictate what happens from there. You're the man, you're the leader, right? You make shit happen, right? Okay? If you're looking to sleep with her the first date, that's a 50-50. That's true. That is very true. Maybe, maybe not. That's not my style, and I'd be sketch about a woman getting down on the first date. It depends on the woman, right? But I get that. That makes sense. But if you're looking for sex, I'd say the chances dramatically improve with each date. No matter what she says in that profile, assume she wants to hook up. That's true. Hang out, have fun, hook up. That's what Coach Corey Wayne says. Your job as a man is to set up the date, hang out, have fun, and hook up. Okay? You don't think about a relationship. You leave that up to her. Let her get to know you, show her a good time, hang out with her, and you continue hanging out with her. After a few months or so, she'll bring it up to you, right? But you never want to bring it up. You just hang out, have fun, and hook up. That's it. That's all you do. Okay? Maybe not right away she wants to hook up, but it's in her mind. Of course, if women are not sexually attracted to you, can't picture sleeping with you at some point, they're not going to meet you. Oh, boy. If she's on Bumble or Tinder looking for a long-lasting relationship, that's a red flag to me. It's not a red flag to me. It is not a red flag to me because the woman I'm talking with is looking for a relationship, right? But she also knows that, hey, you got to get to know someone and take chances without laying down the relationship. Now, the only reason why she told me she's looking for a relationship is because I asked her. I asked her, what are you seeking out here, right? Okay. Now, Bumble does allow you to put a little section of what you're looking for, and it did say relationships, so I kind of knew that. But I asked her because some women will put that on there, and, it could be a mistake, or maybe they don't actually mean that. So I did ask her, and she did confirm it. If it happens, great. That's right. If it leads to a great relationship, great. If not, hey, you had some fun hanging out with a cool chick for a while. You may have gotten some sex. You may have taken some weekend getaway trips, done some hiking. It's funny. Like, even when you're getting to know someone, it's like you're in a relationship, but it's not committed, right? There's no label at this point. You leave the labels up to the women down the road when and if they're ready. And they'll make you aware when they're ready. You just got to keep being you. Hang out, have fun, hook up, set up the next date. That's all you got to do, okay? Who doesn't want to find an amazing person to spend the rest of their lives with? True. But those are not the best mediums to land a soulmate. Well, it doesn't matter where you find women nowadays. You can't, even for women that are looking for relationships, don't want to rush getting into it. Okay, so they're going to hang out with you. They're going to have fun with you. They're going to hook up with you. They're going to do things with you to see if you're someone they want to emotionally attach to, right? Because once you emotionally attach, and it doesn't work out, it creates a lot of issues, right? So just hang out, have fun, hook up. That's it. That's it. As a guy, that's all you have to do. The key is to keep it light. It is dating, nothing more. Because here's the deal. Oops, let me see here. If a woman tells you she's looking for a soulmate and you reciprocate those feelings back, she's going to run from you. Right. So when I was talking with this woman, I was telling her, because she asked me, you seem like a good guy, what are you looking for? I'm looking to get to know someone and see where it goes. I'm open to wherever it's supposed to go. But I'm laid back. I'm down to earth. I said, hey, if we hang out and we like each other and we get along, I'd love to take you away on some weekend getaway trips and hiking stuff and see where it goes from there, and at some point, if it's meant to be, I'm sure you would tell me, right? She goes, yeah, it makes a lot of sense. So you're saying no pressure. Of course, no pressure. If there's pressure, it wasn't meant to be. It needs to be natural, right? You just have to know. You cannot force a relationship. You don't want to try to lock a woman down. It's her job to try and lock you down. All you have to do, again, is hang out, have fun, and hook up. That's it. So the key is keep it light. It's dating, nothing more. Because here's the deal. If a woman tells you she's looking for a soulmate and you reciprocate those feelings back, just read that, she's going to run from you. Fast. She will. Women want a challenge. Of course they do. They need to wonder about you. Right. This guy's been watching Coach Corey Wayne. This is Coach Corey Wayne textbook. Okay. Guys who are somewhat unclear about their intentions, feelings, are very attractive to women because they like trying to figure shit out. That's right. This is total Coach Corey Wayne. This guy's a student of Corey Wayne. This guy's a 3% man. I can tell. If you come up like you're looking for your soulmate, you're likely going to make her lose. He put loose. He misspelled it. It's lose, L-O-S-E, attraction for you. That's true. Because you're putting pressure on her. It has to be the relationship has to be her idea, not yours. Again, all you have to do as a guy is hang out, have fun, and hook up. That's it. That's all you have to do. Clinginess and neediness isn't attractive. Do not be clingy. Do not be needy. Don't be weak, needy, desperate, or insecure. Do not come off thirsty. Just be cool. Hang out. Hang out like she's a buddy. Hang out like you would hang out, with one of your guy buddies. The difference is she's a woman, right? The difference is if you're cool, maybe she'll be intimate with you and it'll just take off on its own. But just be cool and laid back. Your job as the guy is to not try to lock her down. If she wants to be with you above all other options she has, she'll choose you. Give her the time and space to wonder about you and to choose you. Okay? That's the way it works. This guy is spot on. He's a student of Coach Corey Wayne, I can tell. Going around telling people you're looking for marriage or a soulmate is weird to me. It's not weird to me. There's nothing wrong, in my opinion, if a woman asks you, ideally, what are you looking for? Ideally. Well, ideally, I do believe in marriage, if that's a possibility. That'd be nice. And ideally, it would be nice to have a wonderful relationship with a woman. But here's the thing. I'm a really laid back, down to earth guy, and I want to take the time to get to know a good woman with no pressure. I just want to hang out. We can go do some hiking, go on some weekend getaway trips, some dinners, have some great conversations, and just go from there. And I'll tell women this. I say, look, hey, I'd want to give you the chance to get to know me, and you can decide. If you feel, it should go further. And sometimes the women will ask me and say, so do you think it's just a woman's decision to start a relationship? I'm like, no, but for me as a man, I'm not going to put any pressure on you or any other woman. When a woman is ready, she'll let me know. That's how it's happened in the past. At that point, we can talk about it. Until then, we're going to have a great time and enjoy each other's company, right? Keep it lighthearted. That's all you have to do. Anything beyond that is odd to me and probably to her as well. Anyway, that's my 2 cents. Well, probably with most millennium and post-millennium I-generation, Gen Z women, they were raised differently, so it may be a little bit different for them. But for me, I'm still, for the most part, talking with women from my generation, and we came from a different era. So it depends on your generation. If you're dating a millennium woman or Gen Z, I-generation woman, they're being raised differently. So I think that's where what this guy says comes into play. Because remember, these women are either going through college currently and they're very busy, focused on their career, or they've gotten their degree and they just started their career and they're trying to work their way up, right? So you got to understand that, the younger women are in a different position than the older women. And he says, I'm not trying to label women or pretend to know what they are all like. Yeah, any man that says he knows everything about women is an idiot, in my opinion. But this guy knows about as much as I do, and we know about as much as we possibly can. This is good. This has only been my experience with many dates and interactions with women on online dating. Yeah, I don't get me wrong. I've had a lot of bad experiences lately. Because of, it's been COVID and the dating world has shifted. But I'll tell you, I've been using online dating for decades, right? Since it's been out, even before smartphones came out. And for me, it's been quite rewarding. I've had a good time. I've met many, many good women, and I've had some great relationships. So that is that. Now, let me do this. Let me go back to full screen. I'm probably going to read one more article here, not article, response here, maybe one or two, and then I'm going to take and then I'm going to just probably shut down the stream after that. Sean is in the house. How you doing, Sean? Sounds like this is info for men. I have helped several friends with online dating, but this actually makes me a little nervous. Seems so calculated. I always urge them to be real and honest so that it narrows possibilities down a bit. But I mean, why waste time? But maybe that isn't wise. Yeah, the dating world's changed, Sean, quite a bit. And I don't know if you're still around. But yeah, I mean, you're Generation X like myself. You now have millennials and post-millennials that are, growing up during a different time. They're being indoctrinated into a different culture and system, right? Women are being told to go to college, get a degree instead of being family focused and relationship focused. So it's just a different world. And because of all this, now women are independent. They're making their own money. They're buying their own things. They don't need a man for survival. Okay. That's what makes this more challenging. See, Sean, you and I grew up and were raised during a different time. And I honestly personally feel that we're in the middle of a paradigm shift. And we're all trying to figure out how to navigate this modern world together. There's no history on this, but it's happening right now. So, no, I appreciate your response, and it makes a lot of sense. If you missed the first part of the show, go back and check out the replay because there's a lot of great information that was shared there. But thank you so much for being here, Sean, 29 minutes ago. Maybe you're still there. I'll check back in on Facebook in just a little bit. Let's see. BWI Gaming's in the house. Hello, Eli and everyone. Oh, by the way, American Dream 1.5, I saw it. You became a channel member. Thank you for becoming a channel member again and re-signing up. All of your channels are unblocked here, bro. American Dream 1.5, 2.5, and 6.2 are unblocked. Feel free to come back. Feel free to reach out to me on my phone. You have my number. You can text me. You can email me. You have my email. Or just show up in the chat, bro. And I can even remoderate you as well, American Dream. Let's reconnect, bro. Let's start doing some shows again together. I miss you, bro. And thank you so much again for becoming a channel member on my YouTube channel. All right. BWI Gaming's in the house. Hello, Eli and everyone. Said that. Queen Helen Casey, hello, Gaming. BWYA Gaming says, hi, Queen. All right, so let me go through one or two more responses here on that Quora forum. We are at 1 hour and 24 minutes. I'm not going to go any longer than 2 hours, folks. So just letting you know. Let's see. Let me see here. What is your experience using Bumble for online dating? All right. So, of course, anonymous, right? All right. My online dating experience as a 24-year-old girl, young lady, right? This was January 29th, 2021. So 24, I believe she's tail end millennial. I had a very bad breakup in March 2020, just when the lockdown begun. I was heartbroken and locked in my house. Wow, that's pretty harsh. I thought I would never find love again. Well, when you're that young, that's what you think. You're young and you're living in a different era. And you probably were raised, like I was raised, in a world where most children are being raised differently. I thought I would never find love again. Every night I used to call my bestie and used to pour my heart out. That's typical feminine energy right there. One night she had enough and insisted me to download Bumble. At first I was hesitant as I had never tried a dating app before. Well, welcome to online dating, ma'am. You're gonna have an abundance of thirsty men coming at you. You're gonna have your pick of the litter. I'll tell you that. Oh boy. I was not confident enough, but once I downloaded it, damn, I got lots of match. Of course! All the thirsty men. Like you didn't expect that, ma'am? Come on. Come on now. It was a wonderful experience, of course. What woman doesn't like a lot of attention, man? Women love attention, and you got it, right? And it took your broken heart and made you all happy. Oh, I got 100 guys messaging me. I feel good now all of a sudden, right? I've been validated, right? Every person that swiped right was a match. Every person she swiped right was a match. That means all those thirsty dudes go through and they swipe right. Well, it's the right thing to do, whether you're thirsty or not. But I know a lot of those guys are thirsty. When 97% of the men in this world are thirsty beta males, you know most of them are thirsty. Okay? It was ecstatic. First, I was using it just for fun. I talked to many guys, of course. You'd love the attention. And many of them were fun to talk to, but then came this guy with this out-of-the-world pickup line. Pickup lines still work nowadays? Come on. I'm not really a fan of pickup lines, but man, that was splendiferous. I was impressed. So I had this extremely flirty conversation with him, which I enjoyed thoroughly. So you're being a naughty girl, huh? So he turns you on because he was a cute guy. And because he was cute, you liked the fact that he was flirting with you and making you feel sexually attractive, right? And wanted, right? Mm-hmm. And then at the end of the conversation, we exchanged Instagram. Why not phone numbers? What's up with this? Let's trade Instagram. Come on, just trade your damn numbers. Everyone says, what's your Instagram? Jesus Christ. He did not stop there. Of course not. Because you were loving it. So he's gonna keep pushing it to see how far he can go and how much you really like him, right? This guy knows what he's doing. He went on and on Instagram too. Our extremely flirty conversation smoothly turned into an erotic one. Yeah, you were liking it. Never knew I was so wild. This is my first time talking dirty to a stranger. This woman's been kind of sheltered, huh? The only person I've ever talked dirty to was my ex. Okay. Well, it was fun, and I thought it would not happen again after that night, but I was wrong. Ma'am, if you give in to a guy doing that one time, he's going to keep on pushing it until you say no. He texted me again the next day and the day after, and hence it continued. After 3 or 4 days, we exchanged numbers. Oh, you finally exchanged numbers. Okay, good, good. And then I was forced to download Snapchat. Erotic talk was still on. Jesus, man, this guy is trying to, what this guy is doing is he's trying to turn her on so much to the point of when they first meet, she's going to jump his bones. It's actually not a bad idea, in my opinion. Many of you ladies may disagree with me on this, but it's not a bad idea. He did it. And then finally, I was okay talking to him on the phone. Well, that was one long and good conversation. And no, we didn't talk dirty on the phone. He was totally different on the phone. He was just like a normal guy. But he still turned you on. That's a smart dude, right? He's a good guy. So he turns you on intimately. He knows that you're sexually attracted to him, or you wouldn't do that with him, talk with him that way, right? Through messaging, right? So you felt it. Now you're talking to him by phone and you like who he is in a non-sexual way. This is good. This guy is smart. This guy knows what he's doing. It went really well, and that was the day, and this is today's day. It's been almost 8 months. Yes, we still talk, but haven't met yet because I'm still at home, and my overprotective parents won't let me go anywhere far because of COVID-19. Ma'am, you're 24 years old. Whether you live at home or not, if your parents are controlling you at 24, that's ridiculous. But I think you're BSing, man. I think that you're scared to meet this guy. I think if you folks think that she's scared of meeting this guy, put a 1 in the chat. If you think that was a lame excuse right there. That's a lame excuse. You know if you meet this guy, you're probably going to sleep with him. Like 8 months, I would not be talking to a woman for 8 months and not meet her. I would have met her within the first few weeks, or it just doesn't happen at all. 1 month at the most, but two weeks typically. He lives in a different city, but don't want to come here because this town sucks. Well, that's his loss then. Then why did he waste his time turning you on and exciting you if he doesn't want to come and meet you? That's not a guy you want to be with. A good guy like me would drive a certain distance. Like the furthest I would drive would be probably a couple hours. But typically the women I've dated have lived about an hour to an hour and a half from where I live. No problem. No problem. He's just not making the effort. Maybe all he wanted to do is get off on the phone. Who knows? It's a small town with no good hotels. Let's see if we ever meet, but we still talk every night on the phone, and we also talk over video calls. No more erotic talks, LOL, but we do share a lot of tea. No more erotic talks. So what happened? Sounds like you like this guy. He came on strong, but in a smart way. He turned you on, and now he doesn't want to meet you? Like, this doesn't make any sense to me. I like his company a lot, but don't know how far it'll go, as there's no chance of any date anytime soon. Still, fingers crossed, hoping for the best. Okay. Well, yeah, that is, everyone's putting a 1. Ma'am, I honestly think that you're playing hard to get. I think you're BSing the people on Quora. I think you're BSing this guy, and he knows it. And I think you're BSing yourself, most importantly, man, because you went from going through a bad breakup to this guy, or to going on Bumble and meeting this guy, right? And I think you know what I think actually also happened now looking back at it, is that this guy turned her on over the phone. They probably had phone sex, right? And basically she got, her rocks off. through that. And then all of a sudden, he probably tried to meet up with her, and she probably kept on putting it off because she probably felt she wasn't ready or there hadn't been enough time, since her last relationship. I mean, look, there's nothing wrong or weird about flirting a little bit with a woman before you meet her. But if you're going to flirt with her for weeks, like flirt with her once or twice and then meet with her shortly after that, because that's the best chance to build off of that. If you keep giving her too much on the phone, you're basically talking herself out of wanting to meet you. Yeah, I'm not buying her story. I think her story was a little fabricated. Not completely, but I think her story was a little fabricated. All right, let me see. Let me see here. I'm gonna go through one more, another anonymous person here. The other dude was not anonymous that had the best response that I read first earlier. Let me check out the chat real quick, and then we're going to go through this last experience here. So give me a second here. Let's check out Facebook. Hey, Sean got back to me about a minute ago. Women are naturally rather fearful of men from previous experiences. As my friend says, men are the most dangerous predators. Well, your friend needs to get over that, Sean. I mean, look, we've all had bad experiences, right? And some people are more guarded than others. But see, here's the thing. If you're too guarded to the point of where you're not going to allow someone to come in because of a past experience, then you're only sabotaging yourself, in my opinion. I've come across not an abundance of women, but I've come across my fair share of women that were very, very guarded. And I have a certain level of patience for that. But if they continue to be guarded for too long and they don't start feeling comfortable, I just move past them. They have unresolved issues that they need to work through. And it's not healthy, in my opinion. Her parents may have instilled even more fear in her. Yeah, sure. That's a possibility. It's a possibility. But, hey, I understand parents care. But if you're an adult, you got to make your own decisions. You got to do what makes you happy. You're not living your life for anyone besides yourself. Now, you respect family and friends, and, you can hear what they say, listen to what these people say. It doesn't mean you have to take their advice verbatim. They just care about you. You have to make your own decisions. You have to live your life the way you want to live it, not the way someone else wants you to live it. That's just the way it is. But yeah, thank you, Sean. I appreciate that. And Sean writes, no, that's true. I just know that women walk through the world more fearful than men. Well, some of them do. A good amount, right? But I've also noticed that half the women are chance takers, and half the women understand the way the world is. And if they don't take chances and put themselves out there, they're going to be alone, right? But then you still have, the other half of women that can be a bit jaded, go through a bad experience, and it was so traumatic that, they close off all their opportunities, but they still put themselves out there, right? Because they want the validation, right? You have to watch out for those women as men because they'll waste your time. So they have to work through their unresolved issues before they can move on. And I think they should work through their unresolved issues before they put themselves on online dating sites. But a lot of women do that because they want the validation whether they're going to meet somebody or not. So as a man, you got to learn to figure that out pretty quickly. Another good one. All right, let's read this last part here. We are at 1 hour and 38 minutes. Okay, let's see. Anonymous, April 20th, 2021. So here is my experience. I am an above average looking male and recently got separated. Decided to check a few dating apps. and read reviews about Bumble, given the fact it is widely advertised as having some serious profiles. Yeah, it's a little bit better than Tinder. I will never go on Tinder. Tinder is 100% a hookup app, and I'm not looking for that. Bumble's like a hybrid of both. You can find hookups on there. You can find women to date. But regardless of what you're looking for, you got to get to know the person, right? And even if you're looking for something serious, you got to start off as casual and work your way up to it, right? And if you're a man, you have to let the woman, figure out if she wants to, have a commitment before, you decide. You have to let her bring it up. It has to be her idea, okay? Let's see. Uploaded pics and made a precise bio to attract good crowd, but that was it. Then started a very discomforting journey, which lasted for 2 months. And in between buying their lifetime membership, which is $149, unless you buy it on the iPhone, it's $199. I did not buy that. I got a 1 month off the website. And in between buying lifetime membership as well, though completely waste, and why I will come to the point later. Getting yourself a right date has 2 phases, actually. Most of them fail in the first and log out from the app, and I will tell you the reason why. It sounds like it's your attitude. So far, it sounds like this dude has had an attitude like I used to have. He's not being patient. He's not allowing these women to have the time and space to decide who they want to talk with. They're all talking to multiple people. Let's see what he says. First phase, swiping right profiles and getting matched. Trust me, this is the most tedious phase and endless waiting. First day of the joining, you may get a few matches and you will end up paying for subscription, but post that you will realize it is all empty basket. Okay, yeah, once you go through all the swipes in your area, it could be thousands depending on where you live, which should be plenty, then that's going to be it. Those matches may or may not contact you, but certainly will not lead to any good convo. That's not true, bro. I've had many conversations. You're just not being patient, and you're not swiping enough. I believe entire blame is on their algorithm. Nope, it's on you, bro. It is most mean and confused platform. No, dude, you're being ridiculous, dude. You're acting like a beta male right now. You're Also, do note on Bumble, profiles are very less, and you will easily end up exhausting swipe within just 10 minutes in your city or areas. Dude, you can't just limit your search to a 1 mile radius. You have to go 30 to 60 miles. And I live in a major metropolitan area, so there are thousands of women. Dude, you're being very, very picky. You're being more picky than women, dude. You're actually acting like a woman right now, dude. No disrespect to the women. But when men act like women, that's not masculine energy, bro. If you think this guy is acting like a woman so far, put a 1 in the chat. If not, put a 2. Second phase, taking the conversation from intro to the exchanging mobile NOS. What's NOS? And eventually date. I failed after exchanging mobile numbers. No, mobile numbers. Okay, it's numbers. And chatting on WhatsApp for a few more days, but nothing beyond. Your problem is you're trying to take women off the apps. You get their number, right? And it sounds like to me, dude, that you're having a shitty attitude when when these women reach out to you. So you're kind of like scaring them off because I think you're an inexperienced beta male. And dude, these women are reading that you're weak, needy, desperate, and insecure, and they don't want anything to do with you, bro. You're shooting yourself in the foot with your own gun. Just like Cheddar Bob in the movie 8 Mile. Reason is bringing emotions into the conversation. Girls usually don't like emotional folks who mostly, not always, seems creepy to girls. Dude, you're a man. You're not supposed to get emotional. Not at this point. If you've been dating a woman for months or years and an emotional moment happens, then it's okay to show a little emotion, but you're a man, dude. You're acting like a woman, dude. Dude, this guy's annoying me. God, dude. Oh, God, man. This is pathetic. This can't be true for emotional girls themselves. They feel insecure that you can't even type, dude. How can guy, get so much involved even without meeting one? Or how can a guy get so much involved or get so involved without meeting one? Your grammar is horrible, dude. I am very emotional and get involved with girls who is having deep conversation with me. Dude, for you coming out and saying you are very emotional, that is very, very feminine. That's feminine energy, dude. You're coming off like a woman to a woman you're trying to attract, bro. And you're repelling her because she already has a vagina. She doesn't need two. You understand that, sir? Wow, this is pathetic. Of course, when I know I am looking for a partner. Also, the intent is lacking among females who join over dating apps, barring few. Lack of replies and serious to continue conversation is completely lacking because you're acting beta. You're acting like a female dog, dude. You're pathetic, dude. You're repelling the women because you're a pussycat. Okay? You're being a cat, dude. You're being a big freaking sissy, bro. That's the bottom line. It's the bottom line. It can be that you might be only talking to one girl, but she might be talking to multiple guys at once. You need to talk to you need a ton of women too. That's your problem. You need to have the abundant mindset. You're being focused on one woman and you're making her your purpose, bro. That's the problem, dude. You don't make women your purpose. Your purpose is what defines you outside of a woman. This is pathetic, dude. You're making one woman your purpose. You're getting caught up on one woman. You got to swipe right on a ton and talk to many women and have an abundant mindset. So even if this is the one you're most attracted to, the other ones will keep you busy and occupied when she's not responding to you so you don't overdo it. Oh my God, this guy's pathetic. Girls on these dating apps are usually not accommodating or come with an idea of one. Hence, it's like the meat market. If they don't like you a bit, then poof, you're out of their list, or probably they are not in a mood. Then you anyways not going to get any reply. Dude, listen, dude. I'm a guy and you're annoying me. I'm a dude and I'm annoyed at your behavior. You're behaving like a woman. Worse. And I'm not saying women behave bad. Women that behave like women are supposed to behave like women. You're behaving worse than a woman, bro. With no disrespect to women, okay? Dude, like, I respect every woman on this planet over you. Dude, what you need to do is check below your waist and make sure your nuts are still intact. This is pathetic. So end result is keep your heart at the back seat and brain in the front and be patient even though you are desperate to find That's your problem, dude. You're coming off desperate, weak, needy, desperate, and insecure, dude. Do you understand that repels women? Do you understand that repels women? He said it himself. No wonder you kept yourself anonymous, sir, because if you didn't, people would be attacking you over this on the internet. They would. So the end result is keep your heart at the back seat and brain in the front and be patient, even though you are desperate to find a companion. Else, little bit of impatience and girl will knock you off from her list. Dude, do you not want a woman to be patient with you? Do you like being around impatient women? So why are you being impatient towards her? And accompanied by slow match process, you will soon be off the app. Well, dude, if you only swipe on one woman or you only talk with one match, none of other matches because you're not swiping enough, that's your fault, dude. Dude, this is ridiculous, man. Anyway, this was on the Quora site. What I'm going to do Sorry, give me a second here. I'm going to share this link over on Facebook. Sean says, do you use this tough love approach in coaching? I imagine it could be effective with men. I use it with men and women. I'm very honest. Absolutely, Sean. Absolutely. Sean, you have to be honest with people nowadays or it's just not going to work. You have to be straightforward and almost kind of like being in their face without being in their face, because people won't listen and learn any other way. It's called tough love, but yes, absolutely. I do use tough love, like you said, the tough love approach in coaching. It's effective with men and women. Yeah, the women might be a little bit more thrown off by it, but once I'm done talking even with the women, they understand it and they feel better. Now, sometimes you get a few people that are not happy, but hey, you know what? You're not going to be able to please everyone in this world. And everyone's style is different. Let's see. Give me a second here. Sharing the link in the YouTube chat, and then I'm also going to share it in the description section towards the top. The description section of the YouTube, did I say that right? I'm going to share it in the description section of the YouTube description under source. And I just saved it, folks, so those of you on the replay will be able to go in the description and check out the actual article or, the forum. Let me check out the YouTube chat one last time. We're at 1 hour and 51 minutes. We're about to go off the air, so get your final questions in right now. Let's see. Queen and Gaming say 1. Hazy Train, this anonymous guy sounds like a whiny beta male. Yeah, he is. He's inexperienced. I'd like to know how old this guy is. If this guy is out of his 20s and at least in his 30s, then he's never going to learn, because if he hasn't learned it by the time he hits 30, then he's never going to really learn it probably. If he's in his 20s, I can kind of understand it because he's inexperienced. But yeah, he sounds like a whiny beta male. Yep. Queen says 1. Hazy Train says his estrogen levels are off the charts. They are. That's the most pathetic read I've ever heard of a guy saying, he's an above average looking man. So there are a lot of good looking guys here in the Bay Area that work in the high tech industry. They make lots of money. They have nice homes, nice cars, but they have no social skills. And they don't know how to attract women. Just because you have the looks and the money doesn't mean you know how to talk with women. You don't have the social skills. That's a common thing lacking here in the San Francisco Bay Area where I live amongst employees that work in the high-tech industry. Hazy Train says he was probably wearing high heels while typing this. Probably, bro. I wouldn't be surprised. Queen says Hazy, and then Queen puts the crying out of laughter emoji. Hazy Train responds with the crying out of laughter emoji. Hazy Train, I wonder why he couldn't find a match. Yeah, I wonder why too, bro. Man, if I had this guy's information, I'd reach out to him. I'd coach him for free. I would help him out. I feel that bad for him. BWYA Gaming says he needs I'm not going to say it and get demonetized. You can read that on the YouTube side of things. BWYA Gaming is also displaying the crying out of laughter emoji. All right, folks, we're all caught up. Hope you enjoyed the show. Hope you learned something. Oh, before we go, a tennis bag specialized cycling club. Could you imagine being a 30-year-old incel man? Hasn't even kissed a woman? This is a major problem. And the way men act now, it's no wonder, LOL. Yeah, A10, specialized cycling club. that last story was pathetic, man. I have to honestly say that's the most pathetic forum posting of any man I've ever seen on social media. That's why, when I came across this forum yesterday and I started reading this, I'm like, okay, I gotta do some content on this because I gotta show you folks what's out there, and also, try to help these guys, learn how to actually, get a date with a woman. Hazy Train, sad state of affairs. That's right. All right, folks, we're at 1 hour and 54 minutes. I'm going to get on out of here. I'll be back tomorrow with 1 or 2 shows. Maybe I'll do another Walking with Purpose stream tomorrow. With that being said, have yourselves a great night, and I'll see you all. Oh, let me go to the full screen. Oh, I forgot. I'll see you all next time. Take care. Bye. Bye.